Hi guys, so today I'm going to be talking about this awesome brush set that I found on Amazon for $6. I am totally impressed by the quality of these. I did this entire eye look using these brushes. I just didn't get to use 3 of them, and I talk about the 3 that I didn't get to use at the end so that you're not misinformed about a few brushes. But yeah, I've been really enjoying using these, and I can't believe that they're only $6. I've included a demo using these brushes to create this look that I'm wearing right now, and at the end of the video I do like my final thoughts and review on these brushes. But anyway, there's really nothing left for me to say right now, so let's get started in the demo. So to start off this demo, I'm going to be using the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is such a popular palette. I don't really use it too often. I feel like I just don't reach for it. Like, I don't think about the colors that are in here. I'm not sure, but it's not like, it's a beautiful palette and it works really well, but I don't gravitate towards it as much as I probably should because the colors in it are really beautiful. So I wanted to use this palette for this look. I also used it when I tried these for the first time last week. So I wanted to recreate the look because I'm obsessed with what I created with this palette and these brushes, so I'm gonna recreate that for you guys in the demo right now. So I'm going in with burnt orange, and I'm gonna be using the largest fluffy brush in this little kit. I'm gonna be using the fluffier brush a lot for this entire look because the other fluffy brushes are a lot smaller, and this is the largest one that's in the kit. So I'm going to be using this one quite often for anything in the crease that requires like a lot of blending and just like a more seamless look. But I'm just putting burnt orange all in the crease, and I'm just doing circle motions, and I'm taking it all the way in the inner corner because it's going to be kind of like a halo eye type thing. I don't really have like techniques down for specific eye looks. I just do kind of what I think is going to look nice, but I'm pretty sure this is a technique for a halo eye. But as you can see, it's blended out really beautifully. It does a really good job at, you know, keeping color on the brush and distributing it. I really like that about these brushes, and just the fact that they're so cheap, you know? That's the thing, is I'm just so impressed with how cheap these brushes are. That's what we have on the lid so far, just burnt orange, really blended out and seamless on the crease. I'm gonna be taking that same brush and using raw sienna, and I'm gonna be putting that in the crease as well, but I'm not gonna be blending it out as much up top. I'm just gonna be focusing it really in the crease area. And the reason why I use this brush again instead of one of the smaller fluffy brushes, I still wanted this shade to be pretty like blown out and smoky. So I'm going to be taking Real Gar, and I'm going to be taking it on this smaller fluffy brush. This is the second size of the fluffier brushes. It's smaller than the one that we just used, but bigger than the smallest one. It's like the second size of the smallest brushes. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But yep. And I'm just taking that Real Gar shade and putting it directly in the crease and like blending it out in the crease, but I don't want it to be as like blown out as the other shades. That's why I took a smaller brush. And still I'm going in the inner to outer corner. I'm going back in with the largest fluffy brush, and I'm just kind of blending all 3 of the shades together a little bit. I'm not taking any extra product on this brush. I'm just going in and kind of just shaping everything because I love when things just look super blended out. I think it looks a lot nicer. So with red ochre, I'm taking the smallest of the fluffy blending brushes, and this is a weird technique, but I'm just focusing it on the lid. It's just weird because I'm using a blending brush for it, but I don't know. I don't know why I wanted to do this, but I just did. I feel like it gives it a very like seamless, blended out look, like just effortless. But nothing about this look is effortless. It just looks really nice, I think. But I'm keeping the middle part of my eye blank as much as possible. And I'm going to be taking red ochre in the inner corner. kind of like connecting the two in there, but still just trying to make that center part as blank as possible. So now I'm going to be taking Primavera with this little eyeshadow brush, and this eyeshadow brush really does a good job at picking up color, and I'm putting that on the center of the lid, as you probably could have guessed. And I'm just focusing it right on that center piece that we left blank, and a little bit like expanded out just so that it can kind of look more blended. And then I'm going to go back in with that little blending brush, the smaller one, and blend the two together. With this smaller detail brush, I'm going to be going in with red ochre and mixing it in with raw sienna. And I'm not going to talk during this, but I am going to be using that to line my lower lash line. And I'm just going to try and get like as much product off on my like hand, and I'm going back in with Primavera, and I'm going to place it in the inner corner. And now I'm going to be taking this kind of fluffy eyeshadow brush, like a eyeshadow lid brush, and I'm going to be taking Golden Ochre and Tempera, I don't know what it is. I'm going to be mixing those together. So now for the super fun part, I'm going to be taking this kind of ColourPop glitter in Alchemy with this really flat shader brush, and I'm going to be popping that in the center of my lid to give it some extra sparkle. I love using these kind of flat shader brushes for shades like this, like those sparkly eyeshadow shades, because it really does a good job at packing on that glitter and making sure it doesn't go anywhere. And I'm just going to pop some on the inner corner just to add some extra sparkle. The shade that I used last week was a little bit more intense than this ColourPop shade. It's from this new Hamish palette that I recently did a review on, and I kind of liked that shade a little bit better, but I left that palette at school, and I come home on the weekends to film my tutorials, or just my makeup videos, I mean. But I think that this still looks really good. So I really like how this look turned out. I am going to go ahead and do my liner and lashes off camera, and sometimes I make a mistake with my liner. Well, like all the time I make mistakes with my liner, and I have one brush in this kit that I've been using to kind of correct any mistakes that I've done with my eyeliner. So if I make a mistake, I'll show you that, and if I don't make a mistake, then I will tell you what brush I use anyway later when I'm done. Alright, so here is the completed look after my lashes and eyeliner are on. Luckily, I didn't have any issues with my liner today, which is very shocking for me, but I didn't have to use the brush that I have been using to clean up my liner, which is this brush right here. It's just this flat eyeshadow brush. It's too large to be a flat eyeshadow detail brush, so I've been using it to clean up little eyeliner mistakes with my concealer. But overall, I think that these brushes are just beautiful. If you look at them, they have a beautiful rose gold handle and matte black, and they just look so pretty. Honestly, if you just had these brushes on display, they would look really nice, but they do perform awesome. One thing is that I do wish that they included a more dense crease brush. The largest crease brush, which is this one, does great in the crease. Like, I have no problems blending out any shades with this, but I do wish that they had one that was just a little bit more dense. Really used to using super fluffy crease brushes. A lot of my crease brushes are super dense. Let me compare something. So this is the Morphe E27 brush, and then this is the brush that comes in the $6 kit. You can see that they're pretty similar in the shape and like the length. The Morphe one just has a few more bristles, which makes it just a little bit more dense, and it makes packing on color and the intensity just a little bit more. But I think that you can work with this one if you build up the color. It just might take longer to build up colors, I suppose. but it blends out colors really beautifully. You shouldn't have a problem using this brush. You might just have to work a little bit harder. Another brush that I hadn't mentioned is this one right here. It's a, well, here's the dense fluffy brush, I suppose, but it's not great for, you know, doing detailed crease work just because it's so big. But this eye brush is awesome for blending in a lid base for your eyeshadow, so like a creamy base, to blend in your, Urban Decay Primer Potion or MAC Paint Pot or something on the lid. That's what I used this brush for today, but you guys just didn't see it. But there are just 3 more brushes that I didn't use, and I didn't use this angle brush. I actually used it in my eyebrows today, but I didn't show that on camera just because that would take too long. I find that this brush applies product just as nicely as any other brush, but it gives you a more soft brow instead of something a little bit more defined. So that's something to keep in mind. Maybe you really like your flaky brows. I don't know if this would give you any problems because I just do my brows the same way every time, but I do find that it just makes things a little bit more softer. It also comes with this super small defining brush. I have yet to use this one. I assume it would be great for gel liner, but I'm not a big fan of gel liner, so I probably won't be using this. Maybe if I'm doing a detailed eye look one day, like a fun thing, I don't know, sometimes I like to do that. So I will probably use that for that one day, but I haven't gotten a chance to use this one yet. And this last brush is just another basic eyeshadow brush. It's just a basic fluffy eyeshadow brush, gonna be good for packing on some lid shades and whatnot. So yeah, there are all of the brushes. You saw most of them being used in the demo, and then I talked about a few of the ones that I didn't get a chance to use. But overall, there are 12 brushes, $6 on Amazon for this entire kit, and that makes it just about 50 cents per brush, which I think is so incredible. I think that this brush set would be great for someone who's just starting out. No, I think that this brush set would be good for anyone because you can never have enough brushes, truthfully. But specifically those who might not have a ton of brushes, or maybe they're looking to expand their eyeshadow brush collection. Obviously you can do a wide range of looks with all of these brushes. Like this look right here isn't something that you would wear every day, but obviously you would be able to do something a little bit more simpler with these brushes since you were able to create this, you know? So that's awesome. I'm really enjoying these brushes. I'm probably not going to stop using them after this tutorial like I did with my $15 oval brush set. I liked those, they were okay, but I haven't found myself using them at all since that video, just because it's hard for me to use something different than what I'm used to. Like that is different. That's like a different technique than anything like I've ever done before. So these brushes are just your standard eyeshadow brushes that are awesome and super cheap. I probably won't stop using these anytime soon. They'll probably come with me back and forth from school, and I think that just goes to show you that you can really find affordable brush options out there. You don't need to be spending money on Sigma brushes or MAC brushes. Even Morphe brushes can add up. These brushes are on Amazon for $6. I'll leave the link below. They are incredible. Of course, one day you might want to upgrade, or you just want one simple kit of eyeshadow brushes and calling it a day, then this is definitely the kit for you. I also kind of think that this would make a really nice gift, especially maybe a gift edition. Maybe you pick out a few eyeshadow shades from MAC and then include this brush set. It's really inexpensive and a perfect little addition. I think that that would make for a really awesome gift. But overall, I think that the quality of these are amazing. I think for $6, it's so worth it. I think even if this brush set was like 15, 20 bucks, it would be worth it. Obviously, I don't really know if any brush is worth more than maybe about $5 each, because in my collection I really don't use expensive brushes. All of the Morphe brushes that I own, I bought during that 60% off sale that they were having to get rid of all of the Elite 2 collections, and I really don't think I'm gonna be buying any more Morphe brushes. I have so many of them, and brushes add up when they're, you know, $5, $6 each. And especially if you can find really cheap options out there, go ahead and just do that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Seriously, if you have any questions about these brushes, leave them down below. I will be sure to get back to you. But anyway, subscribe if you want to be notified whenever I post a new video, and I will see you guys in the next one.